Hey guys, we are back again. Second week in a row, we did it. This is
James.
and I am Kaniqua, and we're so excited because last week we got some great feedback about us just speaking on our sermon that we got from our church last Sunday. This week we wanted to do the same thing.
We want to basically every Monday we want to drop a video where we hear a sermon on Sunday, we come back to each other, we basically talk about how it relates to our life individually and together, and then we'll drop a video. So we'll talk about everything that happened on Sunday, and
Not everything.
we'll talk about the key things that happened on Sunday, and we want you all's feedback. Please comment and put it on Facebook, and we would greatly appreciate you all's feedback. So give us topics that you all want us to talk about. I could talk about stuff for the guys. She could talk about stuff for the females, and like I said, we definitely want to come together though as a couple and tell you all everything that we go through. We want to be very transparent on this because I feel like when you're transparent, people can relate to that a little bit better. Like right now, we're just sitting at home. We just chilling. We ain't dressed up. We ain't nothing. We're just
My makeup's still on from church, but don't judge me.
flawless. But we're just sitting at home, chilling, and like I said, it was a great sermon today. So
Today, he started speaking on communicating with the opposite sex. Avoiding all the negative things because you're gonna have issues as long as you're male and female. And he specifically stated, our pastor did, that he is only speaking to males and females because
Right.
he just doesn't have anything to offer to other types of relationships.
right,
But how to communicate effectively within your relationship. So not necessarily for a married couple, but if you're seriously dating or if you're engaged, just all of those types of serious committed relationships, that's what we want to bring to the table today.
right. So as she was just saying, serious dating is like dating with a purpose. That you're intending on getting married. So many times, us guys we kind of string them along, or fellas, you know what I'm talking about. We want to see what's going on over here, see what's going on over here, and then maybe on this episode, we want to talk about people who are seriously dating. So I'll start. So when we was at church today and he was giving the sermon, it was very good. It was so ironic that he talked about communication. So this morning, we had a
intense
moment
of fellowship. We learned that from our pastor,
We
and
did.
since then,
We did.
that's what we have been calling them because it's very easy to call them arguments,
Right.
fights,
Right.
no physical things, but yeah, intense moments of fellowship.
Right, and when we say intense moments of fellowship, we just basically mean intense talking. We don't get physical. We don't put our hands. We don't walk away. We don't stay in another room. We don't do any of that. We don't go to bed angry. We don't do none of that. It's just communication, and sometimes
You get so passionate.
You do, and I'm very passionate when I talk. Anybody who knows me that's watching this, they know that. They know I'm a passionate talker. So even at work, my coworkers who's definitely watching this, I know I'm very passionate when I talk. We had an intense moment of fellowship this morning where we had a situation where I said something and she took it the wrong way. I felt like she took it the wrong way. She felt like that I was saying it in a way that was, I guess, being sarcastic. But I felt like it was just her feeling that way. Like, why are you, you're just feeling this way. It's not really how I gave it all to you. I really didn't even say it in that way, but in that moment, I didn't realize what was going on because we were cooking breakfast and it just kind of got lost because we were so focused on that. And so many times, you know, us guys, females or whatnot, we try to get our point over to the other person so much that you lose the conversation and you go into this subject and and it just get lost. So today what Pastor was talking about as far as effective communication, like you have to work on yourself. So it might be something in me that I'm not doing right because she is my wife. So I have to basically think before I talk, you know, how we talked about on the last video, you know, I have to talk very gracious and pleasant to her. I can't talk to her like I do somebody at work or somebody on the street or whatever. She's not my homeboy. You know,
I like
she's
it seasoned. don't speak to me in a way that, you know, it's gonna make me turn my face because that just won't work.
Right. So I mean, she is my best friend. She is my wife. So I have to remember that in those times of intense fellowship, that she is that person that I'm talking to. So it's not a battle. It's not a battle in that moment.
It
in
can
those
turn into
moments,
one.
it definitely can. But
you feed me something that has no season, it can definitely turn into a battle.
And I'll be all the way 100 straight transparent with you all. After we had that conversation this morning, you know, the vibe was off. It was off. We went to church. The vibe was still off. But after Pastor gave his message, and you know, my mom used to say this all the time, and my grandma used to say this as well. When you go to church, God always has an on-time word for you. And that, like, was just on. It was so ironic that we had just went through something about communication and communicating effectively and talking to the person, you know, in a gracious and pleasant way that, you know, it just related so well.
Something that he didn't even know. So, like, after that, as I'm getting ready, I'm, like, brushing my teeth. But I'm still feeling some type of way. So, I just said a quick prayer. And sometimes this helps, even if you're not getting ready to go to church like we were. I just asked God to let me hear something that I needed, because I knew even if he was good, I wasn't, and I didn't want to go forward with my day feeling that way, because that is difficult. It's like having a heavy weight on you, and that can turn into something that lasts for the entire week, and now you two are no longer speaking because somebody didn't get over it. Somebody did, but the other person is still having these emotions, and it's a real burden. Right. So I prayed. I was like, Lord, please let me hear something this morning that's going to make me feel better. I need the peace. Jehovah Shalom, help me, because it was difficult.
And I'll also say this. When we came back from church, we were talking, but she told me that she was frustrated. And we wasn't talking, we wasn't arguing or anything like that. But one thing that she said that I wanted to comment on, because I just thought about it. Whenever you have a moment like that, when things are going crazy or you're having an intense moment of fellowship, just stop. Stop and pray. That's the best thing that you could do in those moments when it seems like what I'm saying you're not getting, what you're saying I'm not getting, and this is all you're doing. This is not going to solve anything. So you just stop and pray.
It didn't matter what he said in those moments or what we were doing. We could be having the best day, and I was still feeling some type of way, and I was like, I'm frustrated, and we need to pray. Like, I couldn't deal with it any longer. I would have tried to fake it. I could have tried to fake it, but it was getting unbearable.
But he said that he's very short. He's like 5'4", and Kevin Hart is 5'3". Him and his wife was watching Kevin Hart on TV, and she said that he a cute little fella. So basically,
Short.
yeah, cute short fella or something like that. So Pastor basically said that he felt some type of way because he had like a short man complex, but he got upset within himself just from her making that statement, but she didn't mean anything by it. Of course, she wasn't even talking to him, like she was just saying it, but that's what we were talking about, how it's relating to our situation this morning, how it's something inside of him, how he felt.
Those weaknesses.
Right. It wasn't even a situation, but because of him himself, he feeling that weakness, as she just said, it made it a whole situation. So this morning, like I said, when that situation happened, and she felt like I said something a certain way or whatnot, then that might be a weakness on her part that she needs to take care of internally. But because it wasn't that way, or something that I need to take care of, and because it wasn't handled that way, it made it be a situation. So that's just what I'm saying.
We get our strength through God, so He can make us strong within our weak. I even told him, I was like, I wish that I was just less sensitive, because apparently, like, I guess even before hearing that sermon, I knew that that was like a weakness in myself. Like, I'm sensitive, so I take things to heart. I take things that I probably shouldn't really hard. So yeah, but I have to call on God in those moments.
People out there that needs this advice or just needs to hear what people go through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We need help just like everybody else. So when we get, I don't mind putting it back out there.
Right.
Whatever God blesses us with. And I mean, it doesn't have to be financial. I know a lot of people think of blessings as being financial gifts, but just the message like today, and knowing what scriptures to go back to and refer to in those moments, like they'll be down below as we speak, but you need to hear this just as well. Like, I know that was for me, and I know if it was for me, like, God is going to have it for someone else. So that's the reason why we do this. During the sermon, and you should think of your marriage as teamwork. So our pastor gave this example of when you're watching basketball and you might see two players on the same team, and they might have some intense moments of fellowship, whereas one of their teammates didn't do something and there was miscommunication. But what he said that was so good was, just because you saw that moment doesn't mean they're going to quit that team and now they're no longer, working with that person. After they have that moment, hey man, I guess I miscommunicated that, or I didn't relay that message well. So like, maybe within certain moments of your relationship, maybe you didn't say something right and it wasn't seasoned with salt. It wasn't pleasant to your spouse or your significant other, or vice versa. Maybe they didn't say it the way that they should have. But that doesn't mean that you quit that team, because for one, you're doing life together. And on the court, on the basketball court, like, you can't just quit within that moment. No, you guys have to get over it. And when you settle things almost instantaneously like that, hey, my bad, I took it the wrong way, or my bad, I didn't tell you, or I wasn't watching out, however it was, apologize and get out of it rather than staying on it, because you'll get lost, like we said. And you'll forget where. Like, sometimes we'll get into a moment and he's asking me questions and I'm like, I don't even know specifically, like, I don't know the words, but I know you did it. Like, can we just get back to what we were saying? I'm like, I don't know, because my memory's not that good anyway. So, not sure if you all know this, but James has 2 children, or he had 2 children prior to me. So just being transparent, I sometimes battle with, not not having children. Like that's just I'm not saying that it tears me up, but it is something that you think about when you see two children here, but they're not yours. So you feel, maybe not every woman, but some women feel that they're missing something. Right. And in that story, Peninnah was going at Hannah, and she was taking it to heart to the point where she was no longer eating, like getting into a real depressed state. And I can see how that can be an issue for even, couples who are trying to have kids. And if, not saying that you have that same issue where this outside woman is attacking you, but you just feel like you're being attacked because God's not allowing you to get what you want and what you've always desired. Do I really value a child's life more than my husband's? And I know for some parents that might be tough to even think about, but at the end of the day, like, I chose this person. I decided to be with him. Like, God didn't force me. No man on this earth did. And I felt strongly enough about him, and I knew that God had given me the okay and gave me peace about a marriage with him. So sometimes I have to step out of my flesh and out of myself and just know that this man is committed to me before anyone else, so I should be okay. I've got him and I've got God, so I'm truly okay. But just being, like I said, transparent, sometimes those moments are difficult, but it's so good when you see scripture, right, word for word there, that almost gives you confirmation, like, your feelings are real. Somebody has been there before you, but this is how that person got through that situation, and people have been. And
I just wanna sneak this in there real quick before I forget, but so many people say all the time that the Bible does not relate to 2019. The Bible has a lot of things that are relatable.
Everything. You can relate in 2019,
2020. 25,
you 26. Got daddy issues. Like, yes. Jesus didn't have a biological daddy in his life.
I don't want to get off subject, but I just want to throw that in there, how the Bible is very relatable to 2019. Yeah. And in that situation, it's a baby mama situation, and then he got this wife that he cares about, and that's what happens to a lot of us fellas and women. We are put in that type situation, but I just want to throw that in there, how, the Bible is still relatable to this year, 2019. One thing that my grandma used to say, I'm sorry, is she said the Bible is for everybody, or something like that. She was basically saying, like, it's relatable. And when I was a child, I didn't think all the thee and thou, and I just didn't think that it was, for me, because I couldn't relate to it. But as I got older and I read certain scriptures and certain Bible stories, they are very relatable. So, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Anything you can think of, and today in 2019, you can Google it. Like, Google an issue and look up, I don't know, after the issue, put Bible scripture, and I guarantee you something will come up. If you have finance issues, if you've got emotional problems, like self-inflicted issues, like, it's something in that Bible for you. Yes. And I guarantee you, and if not, if you can't find it, ask us, and if we can't find the answer,
I'll find it for you, definitely.
We'll ask someone. Like, we have ministers and pastors within our lives, right. So, like, right. I guarantee you there's always something for you. So Yeah, I'm glad we're doing this because, like I said, we need this and we
Oh,
know
yeah.
that other people do as well. So I'm just so excited.
I'm excited too. We're definitely, like she said, we're going to put scriptures down below, but we don't want to just talk from ourselves, or y'all feel like we're just talking or just, pulling something from left and right and we're just saying something. We
Yeah.
want to back it up with scriptures.
Yeah.
That's, I think, a key point, that sometimes when you might hear a sermon or go see someone preach and they're just talking and they're not really backing up what they're saying by scriptures, I have a problem with that. So we don't want to use this platform and just be talking. We definitely don't want to do that. Everything that we do is made in purpose. That's the reason why we use that name. We even have a clothing line that we're gonna start, made in purpose. I have one of the shirts on now, but everything that we do is made in purpose. There's a purpose for us having this platform. We know that we don't have 1 million subscribers and all these millions of views, but God gave us this idea, and if it doesn't catch in 2 or 3 years, we're not gonna stop.
No,
because
and this video will still be here for
yes,
someone in
yes,
2 or 3 years that
yes.
needs this in the right moment, and it's gonna click for them, and they're gonna be like, "Man, that was a word."
Yes,
and we might only have 50 views in 4 years from now. And I pray we don't. But the point is, when that person sees this video and it connects with them, they'll know it was from God. It's not us.
Right.
Not at all me. I didn't come up with the Bible. I didn't write the story about Hannah and Penina. It's just something that relates to me, and it'll relate to someone else.
And we just, like I said, we want to just we want to put our gifts out there. The only way to get God's word out there, you're going to have to get out there. As my grandma used to say, you got to get outside of those 4 walls. Mm-hmm. That means getting outside of the church, mm-hmm. and actually talking to people.
Mm-hmm. You love your grandma, don't
you? Yeah, I love her to death. Rest in peace. I love her to death. But don't get me emotional. But like I said, we want to use this platform to glorify God.
Yeah. That's stage for God.
That's one of the things that we always talked about. We will have to do a story time and tell you all about our life, like how we met, how we got married, started dating. Like it's a whirlwind. How we bought this house, like it's a whole story. But we want to go ahead and end this video. Like I said, we want to drop a video every Monday talking about relationships, talking about how the sermon relates to our life individually and together as a couple. So I would love it if you all would like this video, share it, comment down below. Tell us more topics that you all would like us to talk about. We don't have to just wait until we hear something on Sunday and drop a video on Monday. You all could drop a subject that you all want us to talk about tomorrow, today, and we'll make another video about it. Like it's nothing. It's nothing. We are dedicated to making videos and putting videos out there, and we're gonna let you all know what our schedule is gonna be. We want to drop at least 2 or 3 videos a week. We're definitely gonna do this one every Monday. Drop this one every Monday.
Just make sure, if you know someone in your life who has these specific issues currently, or if you know that they're trying to get over these types of situations, share it with them. We're not looking for those views, but we're definitely wanting to help people. Like I said, we got this word and we don't want to keep it to ourselves. We know people, 2019, people have baby mama issues. People have relationship issues. No matter who you are, you got some type of relation. Even with your parents, like down to your coworkers, you have some type of relationship issues. But specifically right now. Of course, you heard in the video, communicating with your significant other in serious relationship and with outside baby mothers. If you want to share this with someone, please do.
And as always, we love you, but God loves you more.